Greetings and welcome to another exciting episode of SEM Mondays. And today, in this nugget of Source Energy Medicine wisdom video, you are going to learn a simple yet super helpful form of muscle testing. And I have to warn you, don't let the simplicity of this tool fool you. It is totally awesome. Not only are you going to learn this technique, but with some consistent practice, you'll be able to gain mastery of it. I'll share with you why I use this helpful tool every day, often hundreds of times a day, and how you too can use this simple muscle testing technique and in ways far beyond Source Energy Medicine. This is a short video tutorial in which I'll teach you a simple, reliable form of self-muscle testing using only your fingers. Don't get too comfortable. This will be interactive. You'll be invited to play along, and I hope you have some fun in the learning process. Muscle testing is a way of being able to ask yes or no questions and simply receive feedback. Mastering the art of muscle testing is helpful in so many ways, and this technique has practical day-to-day application far beyond the realm of Source Energy Medicine. For many years, I've used this form of muscle testing numerous times throughout the day, each and every day. Most people find this technique I'm about to share with you easy to learn, and with some consistent practice, mastery is well within reach. There are literally dozens of different kinds of muscle testing, often also referred to as kinesiology, and today I'm going to focus on a very simple technique, and yet I encourage you to not let the simplicity of this fool you. This is a very powerful tool. You might be wondering, how exactly does muscle testing work? You'll be accessing and using your higher consciousness and your body to receive feedback in yes or no form related to specific questions. I think it's important to note that our intention is to access our higher consciousness or our higher self and not use our conscious mind, as it is far more limited than the higher aspects of our being. In this process, you will be using your thumb and ring finger of either hand to create a circle. Energetically speaking, you're literally creating a circuit. You'll use the pointer finger on the opposite hand to test the circuit. I'll go ahead and demonstrate what this will look like. Here's my left hand with my circle, and I use my right pointer finger to test the circuit. So please take a second, choose which hand will perform which function. It doesn't matter which hand does which process. For most people, one way feels more comfortable, and that's the one that I would choose. If you need a moment, please press pause and make your decision. Now that we've established a framework of our new feedback system, we need to program it so that every aspect of our being is informed to the process, how it works, and specifically how we will be employing it. The pointer finger will start at the top of the circle and follow the contour of your palm, moving towards your thumb to test the circuit. I'll go ahead and demonstrate this. Within this particular form of muscle testing, not being able to easily break the circuit is considered testing strong, indicating a yes response. Being able to easily break the circuit is a weak response, indicating no. Please keep in mind how strong or weak the response is will vary a bit for each of us. Now it's time to see what your version of each yes and no feels like for you. Go ahead and create your circuit. Have your pointer finger of the opposite hand ready, and you're going to state a command. And yes, it is a command, not a request. Command, demonstrate to me, yes, I want to know what my yes feels like, and simply test the circuit. Try to break the circuit, and it should hold strong. Now, this might take a few tries to get the feel for it, but I encourage you to go ahead and hit pause and try this a few times until you're comfortable with what your yes feels like. Please keep in mind this does require some practice to get a good feel for the technique. I know this is likely new to you, And it does require a bit of playing, and as much as possible, smile, relax, drop your shoulders, relax your shoulders, and allow yourself to explore. Try and have fun and just play with this. I encourage you to not continue until you have established a good, strong yes, and you have an idea for what that feels like. There's no rush. We'll move on to the next part as soon as you come back. Now we're going to move on to the no response. The command is demonstrate no to me. I want to know what my no feels like. Go ahead and hit pause in this video to be able to practice no a few times until you feel confident with being able to distinguish the difference between your yes and your no. Again, I want to point out this might be more subtle to some than others. By that I mean the difference between your yes and no. Next, we'll practice with a few test questions to add a practical application aspect to this process and help you build confidence and get a good feel for the process in real life. State to yourself, my birth name is, and fill in the blank. And state your name as it appears on your birth certificate. This is very important. And then test the circuit. You, of course, should receive a yes response. Next, state to yourself, my birth name is, and state a different name, perhaps a name that's typically associated with the opposite gender to yours, and use that to test the circuit. Clearly, you should receive a no response. I invite you to hit pause, take a few moments, and test a few more test questions where the answer is very clear and obvious to you. Go ahead and press pause and practice, and come on back when you're ready for the next step. And just so you know, we're pretty close to the end. Welcome back. I hope that was fun and exciting for you. The value of this simple tool is truly unlimited, as there are potential applications for using this technique all day, every day. That's about all there is to learning this simple technique. The rest is all about consistent practice. I strongly encourage you to practice each and every day, and for the first several weeks with only simple tests. Test for ideal fruit at your local organic co-op, or to support you to choose ideal items on a lunch menu, which might be surprising depending upon the restaurant that you're eating in. Muscle testing is most accurate and effective when I have no attachment or expectation to the answer. Therefore, I strongly encourage you to not test for yourself or any other loved ones regarding any serious conditions or situations. I encourage you to work with a practitioner you feel comfortable with for any situations where there is a strong emotional attachment and for conditions that are serious in nature. I hope this part makes sense to you. And I'd feel remiss if I didn't mention that hydration is important when muscle testing. Of course, hydration is important to general well-being, and with those exploring source energy medicine, inadequate hydration is rarely an issue. I want to mention this point as it's always highlighted in every muscle testing course I've ever explored. So if you're getting an unclear or reversed answer when exploring the test questions, take a break, have some source energy medicine, and if possible, take off your shoes and socks and stand barefoot on the earth for a while. As I mentioned, the intention of this presentation is to introduce you to a simple form of muscle testing that is both easy to learn and with practice, mastery is well within reach. There is no limit to how you can apply this technique. If it's not obvious to you already, this technique will enable you to use the test list of transformation source energy medicine on the source energy medicine PDR, or People's Desk Reference, which you received in the Source Energy Medicine Quick Start Guide. In our advanced practitioner level source energy medicine workshops, I go into practical application using this technique to create custom source energy medicine protocols. This tool is also essential to the non-material source energy medicine workshops. And facilitating a non-material source energy medicine session, we use this technique dozens of times, literally. One final reminder, my very strong encouragement. I know it might sound silly, but I'm going to repeat this, and I'm going to repeat this because I hear far too often from people who don't follow the sample protocol and run into challenges. Always, always, always take all of the source energy medicines listed in the sample protocol without exception. So I hope you found that information helpful and inspiring. I strongly encourage you to embrace this technique and commit to practicing at least a few minutes a day, at least for the next few weeks. Before you run off, please scroll down and leave a comment and let me know how this video was for you. And I strongly encourage you to come back a week or 2 or 3 from now and share how you have taken this very simple form of muscle testing technique and incorporate it into your life to help you on a day-to-day basis.